What's up, everybody? It is December 3rd, Tuesday. We have a nice little slate of games, and, well, we're going to have our first bracket game, too, so should be fun.
BL in the building. Oh, I'm in the zone, man.
I'm in the zone, yo!
Now tell me who can stop me. I'm in the zone.
With these two guys, Davis Maddock on the left, rocking the Fantasy Insider shirt.
I'ma be the king of the throne.
At Davis Maddock. He wrote today's daily fantasy pulse. You also have Napster Man, the one and only, at Napster Man. And with that, I guess I'll go ahead and tease it right now. Bam! We have this right here.
I thought of that name in 10 seconds for the show. It's pretty bad.
The Napster Man Kung Fu match. Napster Man's Kung Fu match. It'll be fun. We'll have a little game for you guys to play. Especially if I have a feeling this draft day bracket's going to fill up pretty fast. Again, this is the InsidersTV Daily Fantasy NBA show presented by DraftDay. I'm about to put the link in the chat. Here you go.
It does look like from the 80s.
Bam.
Can I drop that the last time we did one of these with like some guys from the fake basketball and stuff that I won? I beat Nap. I beat Scott from DraftDay. I beat Loey. So I just wanted to drop that one.
Beat me in the finals. Say that.
Yeah, I beat Nap in the finals.
That was fun.
So that was one of the things that made partnering with DraftDay so appealing, is all the games that they have. So this will be the first bracket contest. It's a $5 entry. We'll give away a T-shirt also in addition to the money that you win at the end. And we'll go ahead and cover the previous day's games on the next day's show, so we can see who's matched up with who. Should be a little fun, and hopefully a 16-man will kind of grow into a 32-man, maybe even a 64-man. Maybe with multiple entries. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah.
That'd be sick. Yeah.
The king of multiple entries, the king of tournaments, Napster Man. But this is a Tuesday.
I'm getting caught.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna lose that TPOY. I'm done.
Oh, don't say that. Don't give up yet. I mean, you never know with people. You can some people just don't do good in the big tournaments. They finish like second to last in the fantasy football or fantasy baseball championship on FanDuel. This guy. Some people are gamers. This guy.
Paul George, officially a gamer.
Man, he went nuts at the end. I was sweating it because I was... sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And I was lucky in the fact that I had Smith, Aminu, and Anderson on my draft street matchup, in addition to Noah. So when you have 4 out of 8 that get all those overtimes, you get kind of lucky. And then I had George Smith and Paul Smith, Paul George, and George Hill. I don't know where Smith came from. I guess it's Jason. And I thought, like, I was sweating all the draft street tournaments, and I was behind like by 0.5. And at the end, this is what makes basketball so amazing. At the end, I was down by 0.5, and I thought a Paul George rebound for me was going to be like the difference of like over $1,500. And then all of a sudden he hits like 2 or 3 threes at the end. It didn't even matter, but that's what's crazy. And also on Draft Street, I've also had where like end of the game for the heck of it shots end up being like that they miss and it costs you a few $100. Like that's what's great about these efficiency sites, like on Draft Street. So Dink posting in there in the chat that he has fantasy football problems. He had Jimmy Graham last night. All he needed was another catch. Didn't happen.
Dink is the champion of bubbling, right? Like we gave him that title officially.
He is the bridesmaid for sure. But there's worse things in bridesmaids. There's like I mean, if you think about bridesmaids, there's the girls that are so mean that they never get invited to be bridesmaids. Not even invited to the wedding. That's how I feel sometimes.
And they're the ones that all the guys my age are trying to go after when they go to the wedding too, though.
Sure.
They get their center of attention for all the horny dudes.
Sure. Well, since you've already started the show in the gutter, we'll just continue on with you, Davis. You wrote the Daily Fantasy Pulse on FantasyInsiders.com. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you can click the NBA tab at the top and find the article. Tell us about what you kind of saw out there in the basketball world today. Tuesday, it's a good day. It's like 8 games today.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And like I was saying yesterday, any day that Philly plays is a good day in daily fantasy basketball because that means you have Michael Carter Williams, you have Evan Turner, you have Spencer Hawes, and then everyone who plays against them is in play. Oladipo, Aflalo, whoever draws the start. If Vooch doesn't go and they maybe move Big Baby to center because he's going to be on Hawes, maybe Mo Harkless at power forward. There's a ton of guys that are in play in this game.
Nicholson.
yeah, Andrew Nicholson. They're all in play. Obviously, I love Depot again tonight. He should turn the ball over. I told Gaby earlier over under 18 Michael Carter Williams steals.
Probably 8's a good line on that.
So you had Michael Carter Williams, but the guy that you have on the cover is Kyle Lowry. You like Kyle Lowry tonight?
I do, and that's mostly a FanDuel play because he's right in that mid-tier pricing, but he's performing like the guys who are more expensive than him. He's been right around 30 fantasy points a game for his last 5 contests, and Steph Curry is going to be guarding him. And without Iggy in that lineup, they don't really have anyone that they can just throw at a perimeter guy. Barnes just isn't that guy yet. He's more of a wing defender. He can't really get out there on the perimeter the way that Iggy can. So you got to feel really good about Lowry and DeRozan tonight. I think Klay Thompson is going to get absolutely murdered by DeRozan at least once.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he either dunks him or crosses him over, just something fierce at least one time.
You have Kevin Durant also there. I want to get you guys' feelings. Nap, I'll start with you about playing some of these players. Do you think we talked yesterday about playing good teams that typically at home you would want to avoid, but on the road it's okay to play them because you play better. A home team plays better at home, so there's less risk of a blowout. Your thoughts about playing Kevin Durant today?
Are we only on FanDuel today? I'm not sure what salary we're looking at.
Anywhere, really.
Anywhere. FanDuel's tough at 12-2. It's like there's a lot of guys under him I'd rather have to fill out other spots that I think you need to spend on today, like point guard, I think. So it's tough it's just risky. He needs that 55-60 to pay off 12-2, and I'm probably not going to use him besides a couple slam teams,
Yeah, his price is really expensive, and so...
Okay, well, now I feel bad because I actually disagree with Nap.
Yeah, I hear it. I'm not even sure yet.
Well, I know that Nap doesn't. You don't play a lot of cash games, but that's like mostly what I play. And I think just with how awful small forward is, and then we were talking before the show, there's actually a ton of value at power forward, and not really any elite guys that you want to play. And I think having Durant in your cash game lineup on FanDuel is actually either you're going to be blocking against his potential 55-point game, or you're going to have a huge edge if your opponent goes with like David Lee and Ed Davis instead of going with Derek Williams and Hansbrough and then going with Durant.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Russell Westbrook though. He's the guy I'm looking at more than Durant. You look at the line, and it is a 6.5 point game. So Vegas doesn't think it's going to be a blowout again in Sacramento, and so that's why I think both of these guys you can feel okay about playing both of them. You can also feel okay about playing Cousins. I like Cousins, so I don't think this is going to be a blowout. So everyone's in play as long as their price. Durant, after that monster game on Sunday, his price is still pretty high. You're going to have to find a lot of value on most places if you want to play him, because if not, then you're talking about like it's 20% on draft day for Durant. So you're going to have to.
Well, you don't have to play him. The only site I think that he should be is like a should play is on FanDuel because of the positional restrictions. Like on draft day, you can throw in Turner and DeRozan at small forward, and like you're fine with that. But on FanDuel, that strict positional limitation is why you want to play him there.
Stop me from doing this. But like on draft day where he's $2,000 cheaper, LeBron James at 17.5 playing against Detroit.
His back flared up again.
So you don't want to play him then.
I'm not playing him until I know he's had a couple 50-point games in here, but until he sits a couple games and gets right with his back, I'm not playing him at all.
So you want him can you call Spo then and then ask him to basically just chill with LeBron and give him a game off?
No, whatever, man. Let him run him into the ground when they meet Oklahoma City in the finals. I want LeBron to be dead ass tired.
Kalani in the chat says LeBron isn't LeBron this year. He still is LeBron though. It's like
he is. I mean, he's got like a 70% true shooting rate right now, which is like I can't even tell you how insane that is for a wing player.
Oh gosh. So okay. So you're talking me out of him.
I would just go Durant if you're going to spend. It's like, yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Other news: Ersan Ilyasova coming off the bench against the Celtics. According to Roto World, stay away from the Bucks, please. Just stay away from the Bucks, if at all possible.
I don't know, man. Henson. Signed up, smashed Boston a couple days ago. Gets him again. He's still cheap. A lot of places. Even Udo at center, I like him. 3.6. I mean, if not for a cash game at all, but I mean, why not? Opens so much salary.
Yes, and
I hate taking those defensively or those offensively limited centers. Like if you can't realistically project them to score like 10 actual points in a game, it's hard to take them.
It's so difficult, especially
exactly, Carbo.
You have Uda, who is also like minimum salary on draft day, and I was looking at him earlier today. So you have this guy, and they've got to get some rebounds, got to get some blocks, but until we figure out what's going on there, that's why I'm just with 8 games, you don't have to play any of those Bucks. No. And so it is definitely a GPP play if you're going to play any of them. Middleton, Henson, not Ersan, but Expe Uda, any of those guys. But
Hansbrough is only like 1.8 more expensive though, and he's going to start.
So you like Tyler?
I actually do. I know he didn't do anything when he started last game, but you can in 30 minutes of action, you can project Hansbrough to be like a 7.5 fantasy point per minute type guy.
Oh yes, Psycho T. I mean, last year he provided us with some daily fantasy goodness. It's just a matter of let me see if I can pull up his last games.
He's not been good. He has not been good. Because I put him in my article, and he's not been very good.
So why are you wanting to roll him out there?
Because he's so cheap, and because he's going to be guarding David Lee, who gets his shot blocked. He's going to be guarding Mo Spades, who gets his shot blocked. He's going to be on Barnes some, which I think opens some opportunities for steals and stuff like that. I think this Golden State is just soft inside, other than Bogut. It's really what it comes down to.
You think Hansbrough is going to get blocks on David Lee?
Dude, have you watched David Lee? Did you watch him versus Ibaka the other night? He gets his shot blocked seemingly like every other attempt. I'll look it up.
Oh man, that's Ibaka. Ibaka's kind of
psycho.
Outlier.
It's Psycho T. You're acting like I'm looking at his game logs. Since October, he has 1, 2, 3 blocks.
Okay, all right, I stand corrected.
So I don't think you can count on blocks against David Lee. I know it's David Lee, but it's Psycho T on the other end. It's like two 5'6" guys trying to post each other up at the Y. I mean, you're not going to get.
That's going to be an ugly, ugly matchup. No one wants to watch those two go at it in the post.
Valanciunas actually had a decent game on Sunday. He also is a risk. Your thoughts about using Jonas or Jonas, however they say it, Nap?
I'm just not a fan of him. Bogut's, I mean, he's kind of a wall in that spot. He's aggressive, blocks shots all day. I'm not really feeling the Bucks inside. I think it's Gay and DeRozan's game. Lowry, I do like him for 7.2, but I mean, I think just going to be all guard play in that game, to be honest.
Davis?
Yeah, I'm not in on Jonas at all. Their wings shoot so much that they just don't get shot attempts.
Oh man. Well then, who are you liking though? Let's just talk about some of the high scoring games. You have the Thunder and the Kings. You have the Nuggets and Brooklyn is going to be an ugly game. The Nets. You've got Paul Pierce out with a hand injury. The Nuggets, Ty Lawson is a guy I'm looking at. The Magic you have against the Sixers with the highest over-under is going to be a really close game. Let's talk about this Magic-Sixers game.
Yeah.
Who is not in play?
Anderson, probably.
Anderson, Etuan Moore is just, it's a great matchup, but I mean, I just don't like him.
He played the whole fourth quarter and did he's bad. He's just one of those guys. He's like Marquise Teague territory. Like you're just not getting value from him.
Yeah. He was pulled quick for Ronnie Price, and you just don't know you don't know who's going to get the minutes. So, but still, for minimum salary, oh man, for most places against the Sixers, he could have a decent line. I mean, stranger things have happened, and after last night,
he was usable a couple games last year when Nelson missed. So I don't want to say go away from him entirely, but I'm not even on Draft Street. You're not putting him in your cash games.
On Draft Day, I'm tempted to at 5K, especially where he's shooting guard eligible, and you have. I think yesterday was just a bad game. He has to play better against the Sixers today. And he's shooting guard eligible. The Dink says the problem is he's playing off the ball, especially with Depot playing the point. But Oladipo at under 10K, thoughts on him?
Make it happen. Get him in.
Yeah.
You're a big Oladipo fan, Davis. So I mean, you're saying that at all costs, get him in your lineup.
Well, he didn't pay off. He didn't pay off last night because the Magic are just so atrocious. But the Sixers are also not good.
He didn't play like the whole fourth quarter.
They were down 20 points.
Yeah, they were down 16 to start the fourth, and then coach
sometimes they throw in the towel, sometimes they bring the starters in for one last run. It just got away from them. If you started Magic players last night, I started some. Sometimes you just got to chalk it up. I know we say basketball is the most predictable, but sometimes stuff like that happens. It just does.
So, let's talk about, though, this game as far as the Denver-Brooklyn game. With the Paul Pierce news, who are you looking at in this Brooklyn lineup, if anybody, Davis?
Allen Anderson. He got into double-digit fantasy points without making a shot the other night, which you would never expect from him because he's just a gunner. But he's going to be in the starting lineup. He'll be picking up minutes at small forward and backing up Joe Johnson at the 2 guard. And I don't hate Joe Johnson tonight either, but for the price, I would rather take Anderson.
Nap.
Allen Anderson's one of those guys that it's so hit or miss. He's gonna get his chance now. I mean, he's probably a couple weeks straight of starting, and I think this is a Joe Johnson game. I don't know. At home, fast paced game, just chucking. I think. I mean, Pierce is gonna take. He's probably gonna get maybe 10 more shots, 12 more shots for Joe. It's tough to choose which one of those two in a cash game. If you build a great team with Anderson, I don't mind it because his price is so cheap. But I think Joe just has that mega upside if he gets hot.
Yeah, he can go for 50 fantasy points. Anderson can't do that.
Oh, yeah. Joe Johnson is both those guys. I'm off of Livingston. I like to play Blatch tonight. He had a really good game on Saturday. It's just I can't trust him. He's so up and down. Had 21 and 8 on Saturday against the Grizz. Speaking of the Grizzlies, they're playing tonight. You have
Can we talk about Brook Lopez for a second?
Yes,
because I actually like Brook Lopez tonight. This is like we talk about this in football all the time when a good player comes back from injury and their price is down. Well, Lopez is the best offensive center in the NBA, and he's cheap right now because he just missed 2 weeks of action. But he played 31 minutes in the last game. I don't really see any reason to fade him tonight.
Yeah, it was on a back-to-back too, if I remember correctly. His minutes were restricted on Friday. Not on Saturday, really, with 31 minutes. He did pretty good.
But was Friday the blowout with Houston?
Yes.
Or was that Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah, so he sat in a blowout in the most. That was kind of not really full back-to-back. But yeah, keep going.
He still played, though. He still played whenever he took the starters out. Brook Lopez still played a little bit. So it was interesting. And then he did play on Saturday. I'm looking at Joe Johnson, though, for sure. Brook is an interesting play. I'm not sure about cash games. But on the other side, before we get to Memphis, on the other side, any Denver players besides Ty Lawson that you're thinking of?
No, probably
not really.
I mean, if you wanted to play Hickson just because he can always have one of those games, I wouldn't blame you. But yeah, he's not in any of my lineups right now. But I can always because Hickson is one of those guys who you can't really predict it based on matchup. Just some nights he's going to go out and get 15 rebounds.
Crickets, yeah. Wilson Chandler, I mean, him and Mozgov are kind of like just ultimate GPP plays today, I think. They're both cheap. No one's probably under 5% owned. But I wouldn't touch any Denver guys in a cash game besides Lawson.
Yeah, I really like Lawson tonight. He is a guy that, especially on sites where you're not locked into specific positions, I like getting him. He and Westbrook, I would really like to have in most of my lineups tonight. So that's.
So do you like Russell Westbrook more than Michael Carter Williams?
Oh.
Because Carter Williams, I mean, he's gonna get steals tonight, right? That's like what he does. I know we joked about it last night with Wall, but that's what Michael Carter Williams does.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know. I guess I would you probably talked me into Michael Carter Williams over Westbrook because you don't have that threat, at least, of a blowout. Even though I said there's not going to be a blowout, you don't have that threat, and he's going to be up and down. So if all things are similar, I might go Carter Williams. That might be a rapid-fire pick 5 question today because it's a tough decision. But Lawson, I like, for where his price is, better than both those guys.
Does OKC play tomorrow too?
In
Orlando?
I imagine so.
Anyone in chat? Because I mean, if one of them's not playing tomorrow, I think they have a better chance of playing longer minutes today. So that's kind of a tiebreaker, maybe.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, check to see someone in chat find out if they're playing on back-to-back games tomorrow. Talking about the Grizzlies, we want to talk about the potential of Zebo being out, and then we'll get to Nap's Kung Fu game. But Costa Koufos, how do you say his name?
It's Costa Koufos. It's
You got
Koufos.
it.
Costa Koufos.
Just call him Coco.
Terabad says Kufus Doofus. That's his name for him. But if Zebo just kind of came out of nowhere and said his big toe was hurting him on Saturday and he was out, and Dink was already looking at Ed Davis. Unfortunately, Davis got into foul trouble real early. But if Randolph is out again, I like both these guys in cash game lineups. Mozgov is not just he's not just a tournament play for me as long as his salary is still relatively low, because I think that he can get 25 to 30 points fairly easily. Your thoughts though about Ed Davis? That's what I want to hear about. Davis, start with you, and then we'll go to you, Nap.
Yeah, I mean Ed Davis is okay. You know, his per 36 is like, if you go look him up, he's not like a world beater or anything. And I would prefer to play Kufus instead. But like we were talking about earlier, the move tonight is to go value at power forward, and like I would probably like him better than Hansbrough.
Nap.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on. So we're assuming Zebo's out basically on this. If we're even discussing Ed Davis, because if Zebo's in, I mean, it's kind of an easy fade.
Yeah.
If Zebo's out, oh man, cash games. He's just one of those guys I don't like in cash games at all. It's just foul trouble. I think Kufos is definitely the play. If both super cheap. Yeah, it's just not a guy on my radar too much, unless you're doing a lot of tournament teams. You can't fade that if he's starting.
Very nice. I would agree. Ed Davis, as long as Zebo is out, Ed Davis is going to be hard not to. I like Davis more than Nicholson.
Yeah, I agree. Because Nicholson's, I mean, we talked about it. He's a shooter.
Even if Vus is out,
yes.
That matchup, man, I'd go Nicholson there. I just got a feeling. Probably stupid.
Well, no, it's not stupid. Don't call yourself that. We want to introduce, though, Napsterman's Kung Fu matchup game. Nap, I'll let you give the requirements.
Oh, man.
I want them to tweet at you and just use the InsidersTV hashtag when they tweet to you. And their guesses, that way we can actually keep track of what they do. So, without further ado, I present to you
I guess it. He didn't tell us he was gonna do that. That's awesome.
Oh man, that was
God.
That was good stuff.
Oh God. Racist band. All right.
All right, go for it.
Here we go. So basically, I'm gonna throw out just a random stat line. I think I'm gonna include steals and blocks too, and maybe a couple turnovers, but just throw out a random stat line and you get one guess, anyone in the NBA, any position, who's going to be closest to that stat line. And it's kind of, a couple answers are probably going to be close, and it's just going to be whoever I think is, judgment. Probably start with points. Whoever gets that exactly right, move on to the next one if it's a close decision. So, yeah, and then winner, whoever gets closest is going to win an FI t-shirt.
Word. So when are you going to throw out that stat line?
What do you want to do? You want to do some analysis, or just right now, or get some more guesses in?
Go ahead and give it right now, and then you can go ahead and give it later and on Twitter. But go ahead and give the stat line.
I actually hadn't. I thought you were making it, so I'm going to make one up right now.
All right,
that's pretty easy. All right, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. 2 blocks. This is bad. 2 steals. 3 turnovers. Which player in the NBA, any position, is going to be closest to that line? It's a pretty high line. I think it's going to be a high-scoring night.
You're talking about like triple-double.
Should I change it? What should I do? 15, 5 and 5?
Yeah, do
No, keep it. Keep it.
Hero line. I think a few guys could be close to that. I mean,
okay.
LeBron has an off night. That's kind of his line. Something like that.
So what? 15, 8, 7, 2, and
15, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3.
All right, I just tweeted my guess at you.
I think a lot of point guards could get that. Maybe even Kufos. It's a weird line, but whatever.
maybe we should we'll keep it for now, but maybe next week we'll have fantasy points. You can just throw out a certain number of fantasy points, and whatever player gets close.
That's boring. Okay, but okay, that's a good idea.
Boring. Not if you throw out if they have to give right on it.
That is not degen enough,
Okay,
Dave.
fine.
Yeah, this is a DGen game.
This is
someone's gonna nail this.
This is not my game. Of course, it is.
Wow.
Oh man, that was the Napster Man Kung Fu match game. There you have it. So 15, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3 sounds like the numbers from Lost. Might as well.
Yes, I like it, dude. I love it.
Might as well get that out. Also,
You know that?
go ahead.
Do you know that off the top of your head? What are the numbers right now? Go.
4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42.
Bam!
Wow, that's a true fan. That's
Got
good.
it. Don't push the button. The button is bad. Do you ever know about that?
No. The button is good, man. The button keeps them. We can't go here right now.
We'll go here another Tuesday where there's less there's less games, but you had Walt, and he says he's like all wet, and he's like, someone took that audio, they played it backwards, and when you play it backwards, it was Walt saying, "Don't push the button is bad."
Dude, there's you can hear whispers from the whole show. There's a whole site that has all of them backwards. I'll send the link to you.
Duh. You don't have to. I already know it. It's lostpedia.com. I tweeted out the link, and the password is insiders. Currently 15 out of 16, so only one spot left in that bracket tournament on draft day. Names include Bree PC 23, Davis Maddock, Devil Ball 420, Dink Piece, Furious Funk, Grant Girton, Quats, Looper, Napsterman, Nick Carbo, Papa Cub, Fish Nerd, Soccer Dave, TM Boars, and Trovier. So a little bit of a mix of high stakes players, of show hosts, of just regular grinders. So good stuff. That will be fun, especially to see kind of who is pitted against who. And again, we'll cover those matchups again tomorrow. Let's get to more plays. Let's talk about Steph Curry and any of these other Warriors. Steph Curry, especially where he's shooting guard eligible. Price too high, yay or nay? Nap, I'll start with you, then go with you, Davis.
What's his price on duty? I have FanDuel up. Sorry.
He's 16. He's the most expensive. He's the most expensive non-Durant LeBron player.
I don't like him for that price tonight. Lowry's kind of.
He's 17.9.
Okay. Wow. Lowry's kind of known for his defense. There's a lot of point guards I really like to mention tonight. I think you can, if you're going to spend, 17, 10 or 11 on FanDuel, just go Durant. I really like a lot of other options at point guards. He does have that 60-point upside, close, high-scoring games. It's not one of those nights I'm feeling him. What do you think?
Yeah, Lowry and DeRozan both they're the type because they're physical, right? Like Curry can get around you if you're slower, but he struggles with the guys who aren't afraid to be physical with him half court in.
Yes, the thing with Curry though is that he is shooting guard eligible.
Shooting guard's loaded though.
Yeah, but there's 6 shooting guards you want tonight.
You know how I feel about this, Davis. You know it.
Yeah, you want point guards, which works out like on short slate nights when you can get like 3 of them in, and then one of them is min price. But tonight you can go Lowry, Michael Carter Williams, Turner, Bledsoe, DeRozan, and Allen Anderson on draft day through your 6 slots, and then like boom, like you're ready to go.
Oh man, Terabats is Lowry going to give him the clamps? I guess that is. I guess the clamps is kind of like the basketball version of crabs.
I was thinking that too.
I've never heard the clamps before, but also remember that Lowry is very foul prone, as Dink likes to mention. Anybody? So you like Klay Thompson more than Steph Curry in this matchup? Then
I don't like him either.
you don't like any Warriors tonight.
Yeah, I mean, just this team is, if you're watching them, they're laboring, right? Like they started off the year really hot, but they don't look good. They're not playing good basketball right now.
Well, I disagree about Steph. I like him, especially.
You do every night. This is like,
Wait.
well, and it worked out because you and I always have, it's Curry and Paul George, and normally I'm off them. But you talked me into Paul George last night, so I might have to throw Curry out a couple times tonight.
Yeah, I mean he can do so much, and again, I like playing. There's no secret. I like playing my point guards in that shooting guard spot where they're eligible, and so that's why I really like them. I think if you're going to go cheap on that shooting guard spot, each one Moore or Allen Anderson, both those guys are in play. Each one, I think it benefits you if you play him tonight because people are not going to be playing him after last night. That's how I feel. Like if you are playing tonight, you want this to happen. So
Yeah, well, we said that about Livingston when he started off slow too. Like sometimes these guys are just bad.
fair enough.
God, I hate the Nets. I hate the Nets.
The Nets really are the worst.
Small forward. Let's hear what you have to say about small forward because I hate this position tonight. Evan Turner. This is the reason why I had LeBron out there, but you said his back flared up. I think you might have caused me to go off of him. Kevin Durant, though. Other option. What are our other options at small forward? Knapp, start with you.
Kind of the first guy I looked at was even on other sites too. Was I really like Thaddeus Young tonight. His last game against Orlando, we had a big game. He's been getting his minutes kind of ramped up after that 2-game break. I think it's gonna in the highest over under. I think Thad just fills up the sheet tonight. He's pretty medium range. You're not gonna break your cap. Thad and then under him, I like Jeff Green too a lot. He's kind of picked up his game, fills up his sheet again at home. Those two I think can match those top LeBron Durant guys' potential, and then even can save you a lot of cap space.
I wrote up Jeff Green. I think he for whatever reason these last 3 games he's finally like, oh yeah, I am the best player on this team. I guess maybe I should start shooting more. And when that happens, he's more involved in the game. He's more active. So yeah, I agree on the Jeff Green play. If you don't want to just punt small forward entirely, but you don't want to play Durant, I think Jeff Green is where I'm going to go.
Last 3 games, 29.75, 37, and 36. So his price is around 10. And I think he's definitely in play. He can hit that kind of that 3x factor. And other places.
It's not the best spread or over under, but he's going to get 35 plus minutes in a good matchup. So
and Milwaukee is just bad. Like Chris Middleton, who I think is like the punt play on FanDuel, is not very good. I said in the write up, I said Chris Middleton is just okay at basketball, but that's like the type of guy that Larry Drew loves. He's not good or bad at anything. He's just there.
Oh, Larry Drew. Let's talk about another guy in this Boston matchup, though, Jared Sullinger. Last time against Milwaukee, 21-14, and his price is still not that high. It takes a little bit when you watch somebody, and all of a sudden they start coming on. It takes you a little bit to kind of warm up to them. That's how I am with Sullinger tonight. Do I need to play him? Yes or no, Knapp?
Need to play him at that? No, you don't. With Kufos, 88, Hansbrough 68. It's like the Basson Solinger roulette game. Like they just go back and forth. It's so hard to predict for a cash game. I love hedging them in tournament. One's probably going to have 35 plus fantasy points tonight, but it's just a toss up if you're playing them in a cash game.
Davis.
Yeah, I don't think you have to play him. I think he's a decent play. Like Bass and Schollinger, like Knapp said, one of them is always going to get to 30 points, and both of them probably have like a 15-minute floor. The only thing I'm concerned about is we still don't have a great read on Stevens' rotation. It's changed like 8 times already this season. Like all of a sudden we could have a game where Vitor gets 23 minutes, like just seemingly out of nowhere. And what are you going to do? Like it's these terrible teams with these coaches who are trying to figure out what they have in cash games are kind of a stay away from me.
Fair enough. We have the bracket is full. It filled up a few minutes ago. I think Scott from DraftDay is going to auto match it right now, so we might be able to see who is playing who before the show gets over. 12 minutes left until that happens, and then me, Davis, and Knapp will be drafting off of air again, going to our draft-based salary cap game that we did last week. Not off of air, off of the recording. So it'll still be streaming. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to. If you want to see us draft against each other, you can. So it was fun last week. Davis, you of course took it down, even though you.
I got some run good versus Knapp.
Oh yeah, I'm not playing you ever again.
Fine by me, dude.
Let's see. Breed PC 23 says it's matched for him. So maybe we have a match. Let's see. Let's see if we can. Let's see. How do I get in here? Reminds me of my honeymoon. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that was awful.
What are you drinking? Fishner wants to know. Davis.
Me? Oh, Diet Mountain Dew.
You're all jacked up.
Battery acid. Might as well have some.
Yeah.
Yep, got Diet Mountain Dew and wintergreen pouches. Guys, don't ever start smoking cigarettes.
That's a healthy lifestyle right there.
No, I'm gonna like die before I'm 25, dude.
Yeah, you just click on game info and bracket. You can see the matchups. Cool.
All right, so let's see if we can get this bad boy up.
Oh, Dink versus Dave. That's the piece.
Oh, that's yeah.
Oh,
That's
nice. Good game, Dave.
Well.
Oh, I'm against Devil Ball.
Oh man, me against Dink. I hate beating him and stuff. Dink will actually be on tomorrow's show. So, yeah, that should be fun. Taking a look at the bracket. Knapp versus 6-Bits Kyle, Papa Cub, and Furious. Ooh, another good matchup. Caves and Carbo, Grant and Quats, Looper, Timbors, Davis, and Devil Ball. Devil Ball has been a loyal viewer of the show. Me and Dink, and we play the winner of Fish Nerd and Trovier.
Devil Ball.
But wait, I can.
Sorry. 420 at the end. So go ahead, Dave.
I'll let Davis want to say something.
Well, if you and I both win our next couple, you and I can play, Dave.
Yeah, you would like that, wouldn't you?
Well, I always take your cheapest head-to-head on FanDuel just to see what you end up doing on every night, so it'll be nice for it to actually like count for something.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch, but pretty sure I'll be winning my own shirt, if you know what I mean. I think you do. Questions? Put it in the chat. Let's see what you got for tonight. Any other, as far as center goes, who are some center positions? By the way, going back to power forward, I completely agree about not having to play Solinger, because especially if this news comes out about Zebo and about Vooch, which it should come out before lineups lock. Both of those pieces of news. So if that happens, check to see what's it going to be, and I think you can find value in those power forward spots, which means that I like my Steph Curry play even better. I don't mind loading up on guards.
We didn't mention Derek Williams yet.
I was gonna say we didn't mention Channing Frye either. Like there's a lot of value there.
Okay, well go ahead, mention them. Mention them. Channing Frye,
Dude.
Derek Williams just got traded to the Kings. His price is still where it was when he was with the T-Wolves. I'm guessing that's why you really like him, Davis.
Yeah, he's super cheap, and he only played 21 minutes the other night, but all the King starters got pulled. So even on Draft Street, that's going to keep his price down like artificially just a little bit because his minutes was capped by the situation. But he's totally running with the starters, and Derek Williams isn't good at basketball. I don't think like he can't really shoot, but he's athletic, he's tall, and he's finally playing the right position there. He's finally playing the wing and not the post for the Kings. And I think that's good for him. But I bet Nap probably likes Fry more. I don't know.
Nap.
Yeah, I do like Fry. I mean, no Zebo inside. Fry's just doesn't even play much inside, but he's been around 20 plus for 10 games straight. He's got that 45-point upside for that ridiculous price. Maybe not cash game. It's super risky, but people probably aren't going to be on him too much tonight with so much value out there.
Let me show you why I don't want to take Channing Frye.
I want to hear it. Talk me off him.
Because that 21.5 performance, that was when I had him. I also had him that 4.25 performance. Both of those times were the only times I've taken Fry. So if I told you that I'm taking Fry tonight, that means that you would need to get off of him, because whenever I take him, he didn't even get that many minutes in Utah, and then at home he gets 34. I didn't understand that at all. Maybe they've realized the error of their ways, though.
No, I just said this. These terrible teams with they don't have rotations really. Like the only guys who have to play for the Suns are Dragic and Bledsoe. Other than that, it can change on any given night.
So why would you want me to do that to myself then?
Nap does. I think you should play.
I said not cash game, but I mean he's going to be crazy low percent. I think in tournaments if you're doing that.
Bottom line is you can save on the big men. Sinners talked about Costa Kufos. That's how I like to say it. It's Costa Kufos, in case you don't know. But other sinners that you might like tonight that we haven't already discussed, Davis?
I mean, you can play Cousins tonight. Like, Perkins is basically the worst. We've talked about that on the show. Drummond against Miami, I'm probably going to stay away. I'm going to stay away because they're going to go small, and when they do go small, they shift Smith to the 4 and Monroe to the 5, and Drummond is the one who gets pinched for time. Other than that, I just see none of the big men, at power forward or at center, none of the high-priced guys have a matchup that like entices me to take them, which is why I'm totally cool going value with the bigs tonight.
You also talked about Brook Lopez. Could be.
I do like Brook Lopez tonight.
Could be a good play.
What about Big Al? I kind of like that matchup with Dallas.
That's where that's where I was going to next. I'll just let you cover that, and I'll pull up his game log. But yeah, he had a monster game last game, and Dink actually had him, as did Mike Leone and Papa Cub. Team Roto Experts Daily Fantasy Rundown had him, and they took over everything on Friday night.
Yeah.
So go ahead, talk about Al.
He's starting. He looks healthy now. He's getting back to 30 plus minutes. Dallas, I mean, Blair, I don't even he has a 1-inch vertical. So I mean, Jefferson should get every, missed shot rebound on Charlotte. So I can see a 20-10 game tonight, as like a good game. I think he definitely could pass that too. So I don't think he'll be highly owned. I think a lot of people are going to be on Kufis or Cousins. So that middle range that can put up 50 points it's sneaky big upside. I love those guys. So don't just pass on that.
Even what he did against Miami was nice because Miami's typically pretty good against big men. And bring up his game logs again. He had almost 40 points in 38 minutes. Played 38 minutes, which is good for him. The game before, he was in foul trouble. They played it real conservative. But he had 44 points in 26 minutes. I'm not going to do the exact math on that, but it's pretty good. It's almost 2 points a minute. So you figure he gets 40 minutes tonight, he's going to get 80 points, right?
Al Jefferson is good. JJ Hickson, like empty calorie stats. Like he's just like an all-star version of JJ Hickson.
Well, and it's nice to see him coming back into his own. So 13.3 there on draft day. He is in my initial lineup.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say that. On the other side, with that Dallas team, I think they may have been the only team we haven't talked about so far. Thoughts about Dallas against this Bobcats team? I'm surprised I haven't seen any Monte Ellis love yet from you, Davis.
I don't take guys when they're hurt. If they have a sore back, if they have a wonky ankle, you can't take them because they
a wonky ankle.
What the hell?
I think that's what the actual Roto World blurb said the other day.
Who wrote that? Gallagher,
sure
Doctora? Who wrote that?
Maybe not. Maybe I'm making that up. But yeah, he's got a bum ankle and a sore back right now. And if I'm telling you not to take LeBron, I can't be like, just because I like Monte, I can't tell you to take him there. The biggest thing you're going to see with Monte is when he's hurt, he's not going to get to the line as much. And he just went. Now his last game he exceeded value, but the two before that he didn't get to the line one time. So I really don't think Monte is in play tonight, especially because shooting guard is sick, as we've mentioned a couple times.
Davis, I want to tell you that you're wrong about the guy that you really love, Monte Ellis.
Okay, talk me into him because now I want to play him.
Okay, this is only if Calderon is out. Calderon's going to be a game time decision tonight. And the reason why I did not play Ellis is because they said he had a sore ankle on Saturday. It is Tuesday, so he has had time for that ankle to heal up. Let me go ahead and show you what you probably already know, but maybe people in the chat don't know. His stat line from Saturday.
Yeah, I know, dude.
47 fantasy points, 26, 6, and 6. This might be the Kung Fu match winner tonight if Calderon is not in play.
That's
15, 7, 8, 2, 3, and 1.
When your favorite player goes off and you don't have him in your main lineup, that's like one of the worst feelings.
Wait, there's no 1 in the stat line. You said 1.
Well, go figure. That's like the only number not in that stat line.
Return.
But yeah, 47 fantasy points in 37 minutes against the T-Wolves. He's playing the Bobcats tonight. So I guess the one thing you have to worry about is blowout. But Charlotte's a better team this year. And they haven't been getting really blown out that much. Take a look at this line. It is unfortunately in Dallas, so it is an 8-point line. But Charlotte likes to slow things down. Monte though could have his way against Kemba. So,
yeah. Damn it. Now sometimes when we do this show, you like totally reaffirm like my analysis from the morning. I'm like, cool, I feel good about my lineup. And then sometimes you guys are just like, nah, dude, you're totally off base. And then I have to go through the numbers again and be like, okay, well, what did I miss? And now I'm going to have to do this with Monte, and now my main cash game lineups might have to change.
Dink says that Monte scoring 15 would be a really bad night for him. It's probably true. He probably needs to score 30, but I mean, looking at his game logs, he had those 2 bad games before the 47-point game. 3 bad games, really. But that means his price is relatively down from where it could be. And the sore ankle might be a GPP play where not a lot of people are going to play him. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's all I'm saying, Davis, is we'll see. And if Calderon is not playing, I have no problems at all. Nothing has come out of Dallas saying that his ankle is any worse than it was on Saturday. So unless something happens tonight before lineups lock, I have no problem playing him with Calderon being out. So there you go. So that's what the new.
So Ellis over Turner, because that's where I'm at right now is Turner and Bledsoe.
For same price, I'd probably go Turner.
Okay, because Turner's actually a little cheaper too.
Yes. But again, I have no problem with rolling out Ellis, especially is more of a tournament play because he has a fairly high ceiling for what he can do. I mean, he already has a 54 point. I mean, you look at those in the past 10 games, he has a 46 game, a 54 game, and 47 game. So those are a lot of fantasy points. When you have someone capable of scoring in the 50s for fantasy points, they might be worth a shot.
I could really see Monte even like on FanDuel Slam or something. I could see him under 4% owned. Like, to be honest, with so much options as shooting guard, like that could definitely win a tournament.
If I in a GPP, he'll be in there for sure. I'll probably play him on my Sager Bomb lineup on draft day. Actually,
so we've talked about draft day a lot. If you haven't gone over there, get in there, and even if you missed out on the bracket game, they have target games, which are pretty cool. They also have these rapid fire games, which are cool. Let me bring that up. We'll go real quick, and then we'll end the show. Then in the recorded part of the show, and then we'll start our draft. People want to tune in, they can. If they want to give help with the picks, they can. So should be fun. We'll tune in later tonight. We'll see. Let's go with Ellis versus MCW. We're not going to have a countdown, but if we did, it would be like 15 seconds.
Oh, man.
So Ellis versus MCW, the guys that we just got done talking about. Nap will go with you, then Davis.
MCW.
Yep, easy.
MCW.
Michael Carter Williams is the easiest play of the night, I think.
That might be the easiest one. And Scott last time, he actually changed the draft day rapid fire after we talked about it and talked about how easy it was. So if you want to get in this, get in it now because Scott is watching and he will change it. He will change it.
We did not do well last night though.
I put Curry MCW would be really good first one.
Yep, that's probably where he's going now. Thanks a lot, Nap.
Go ahead, Dave. Not it. Sorry.
Westbrook and Lawson.
That's hard.
Mm.
I'm going to go Russ.
I saw it go in the chat quick. Someone said OKC's playing Portland tomorrow, and I could see them resting Durant and Westbrook in the fourth if they get up by 15 or 20. That's going to be a pretty fast-paced game tomorrow. So I think Lawson. I just feel like Lawson's going to barely beat Westbrook by 2 points.
I'm good with that logic.
I agree. Like I said earlier, I really like Lawson tonight, especially even in cash games. Halls versus Turner. This is an interesting one. Especially if Vooch is not in there. Halls might have his way. Who knows? Nap?
I'm going Turner, just more stats to fill up. I like him.
Same.
I'm going to play devil's advocate and go Halls. Lowry versus Conley.
It's close.
This one's an easy one.
Lowry, right?
Yes.
I like Lowry.
Because Bledsoe will just be in Conley's jockstrap all night.
Oladipo versus D Wade.
Depot.
Wow. Yeah, I'd go Oladipo. Just that over/under, let's blow out. Better matchup. I like it, Oladipo.
You're wrong. It's
Dave is not on Oladipo at all tonight.
Now, I don't have a problem with him, but you look at what D Wade has done. Especially, you're the one who talked about how sore LeBron's back has been. He's been taking like more shots. I mean, he had like twice as many shots by like the third quarter, and either last game or the game before last. I guess it was the game before last. But he has taken the ball into his own hands, and Davis, that's what you really like. And so that is why Dink says that he's been carrying him in the FCK. Yes.
They raised his price finally.
Between D Wade and D Kitch, they have been definitely carrying Dink Peace. So for sure. Dink is, he and Empire Maker are straight up running away with it.
Yeah.
So there you go. That will do it. Nap, are you going to go ahead and tweet out the stat line again and the challenge, and people can find you and basically reply with the Insiders TV hashtag?
Yep, I'll do that right now.
Sweet. And Davis, you will be also around on Twitter to answer questions and stuff like that. Good stuff like that.
Yep. I will say though, I've been getting like lots of lineup questions at like 5:30 though, and I just can't get to them because I'm trying to do my own lineup. So like if you guys could get to me like before like 5:30, that would be cool.
Agree. And that's also why the Roto experts, what Dink and Mike do, really makes it really valuable because they do the email alerts as well. So there you go. That will do it. This will be the end of the recorded segment. Make sure that you go to youtube.com/fantasyinsiders and click the subscribe button, because then you get all the videos, even the videos that we do other than the show, you also get notification for when those happen. So make sure you're doing that. We're about to have our chat. Not our chat, our draft, but stick around in the chat, and we'll see you tomorrow. We have Scott and Dink. So me and Dink will be talking about the matchup tonight in the DraftDay bracket contest.
So many bricks, you probably could build a home. I done came a long way. This is what the grind make. Everybody want to shine, don't know what the shine take. You mad that I'm playing? Call it sideline. Hey, it ain't over till it's over. Buzzer be the mind state. If I ain't in the zone, then what you call this? They ask me how I do it. I tell them all wrist. Why y'all miss? I could probably do a backflip fade away and still watch the ball switch. Camera flash when I step up to the podium. Haters looking salty, easy on the sodium. You should plan to lose if you thinking about folding them.